Hi, my name is Courtney Davis, and I'm a county extension agent with Texas AgriLife Extension Service, and I have a great option for you. Today we are making my favorite meatloaf recipe. You have to understand, I was a child that grew up and hated meatloaf. My mom would make meatloaf, and I would try and run out of the room until I found this recipe, and now it is one of the staples of our weekly menu at home and my husband's #1 request. We're going to start off by using a pound of super lean ground beef. It's really important that you use the most lean ground beef you can find. Otherwise, you're going to have that traditional super greasy layer across your meatloaf when it comes out of the oven. So what I've got is super lean ground beef, a pound of it. I'm going to add to that a small chopped onion, which is an ingredient I'm not allowed to use at home, so I get real excited when I get to use it for other people. So a small chopped onion, half a cup of tomato sauce, and any brand tomato sauce works just fine. Okay, 1 egg slightly beaten, a little bit of salt and pepper, and 1 cup of cracker crumbs or breadcrumbs. I'll be honest, I prefer the consistency of the meatloaf using cracker crumbs. And the other thing I like, all I did to this was put a sleeve of crackers in a Ziploc bag, used my rolling pin, made sure it was closed real tight, used my rolling pin, and rolled out the crackers till they became really fine crumbs. If you've got kiddos at home, this is definitely something that you can do to get them involved and get them active in preparing the meal for you, and it's something fun, okay? So I'm going to use 1 cup of cracker crumbs. You can use traditional breadcrumbs if you'd rather do that, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to use this potato masher. You want to make sure that everything is mixed nice and well, mixed in really well together. Maybe my spatula would be better. Okay, get it nice and mixed in really well. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a 9x13 pan. Now I went ahead and sprayed this pan with nonstick cooking spray so that my tomato sauce as it cooks doesn't get stuck on the sides of the pan. So we're going to dump this in the pan. And we're going to form it into a loaf. And again, it's a lot easier if you use your hands to do this. 1 big loaf in the center of the pan. Make sure that your edges are tucked away from the edges of the pan so that they don't burn. Okay, it looks like we're done, but we're not done yet. The next step is to put together our topping for this meatloaf recipe. We're going to start with half a cup of tomato sauce. I'll be honest with you, this tomato sauce or this topping for this meatloaf is like liquid gold at my house. My husband will dredge his whole plate in this tomato sauce. So sometimes I'll even double the recipe so we've got extra goodness laying around. So I've got half a cup of tomato sauce. I have 2 tablespoons of molasses and 2 tablespoons of vinegar. This is, I think, what I like the most about this meatloaf recipe is this molasses kind of gives it a sweet kick. Now, if you want to be really adventurous and want to try something new, my sister said something to me the other day about putting a little bit of cayenne pepper in it. So you get that sweet kick, but you also have that spiciness that comes out in it too. So I think that's going to be something I try later on. So 2 tablespoons of molasses and 2 tablespoons of vinegar in with our tomato sauce, and then 1 cup of water. Okay, we're going to stir that up until it's blended nice and well. And then we're going to pour that on top of our meatloaf recipe. Just like that. Okay, it's going to be swimming in the bath, but that's going to make it extra juicy. You want to cook this in a 350-degree oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. You're going to know it's ready when a meat thermometer is inserted into the center of your meatloaf and reads at least 160 degrees. In order to make this a complete meal, I will serve it with some fresh mashed potatoes. In addition, maybe some roasted asparagus or some fresh sauteed spinach with an added bell pepper for some extra vitamins. So the next time you're wondering what's for dinner tonight, I hope you'll remember Texas AgriLife Extension Service and find us on Facebook.